whenever we are hearing about OpenAI, ChatGPT, all these things, the first field that come to our mind is the tech field, Technopark, all these things. So, being the director of the Quest Global, what are the changes created by Gen AI in tech field?
Okay. Okay. So as I said, Quest Global operates in these diverse verticals. We serve customers often the top companies in each of these verticals. For example, the G Healthcare I mentioned, they are the leaders in the medical devices. Likewise, in the automotive, we work with many of the uh, many of the luxury brands that you see on the road. I can't name them, but because of our confidentiality clauses with these customers, but there are many of the cars that you either see on the road or you aspire to own are actually having relations with us. We develop their software and so on. So I think what we see is we are actually developing Gen AI solutions for all these customers. Recently, for example, my department, my role in the company is to look at the new technologies and develop solutions for using these new technologies and also prepare the organization. We are a service company, so we don't have a R&D like in a product company. What we do is we need to equip our engineers with these skills that are required for the new technologies that are coming up, right? So that is what we do, and we have been doing. We recently released a document across the company where we have at least 30 solutions or at a POC or a proof of concept stage where you can apply Gen AI to solve a customer's problem. And this is being taken up to customers, and some of these customers have also started engaging with us on Gen AI related things. And what we see is that it is transforming all these verticals that I mentioned. And I see the kind of use cases for Gen AI to fall into mainly two buckets. One is where we are automating something. We are doing something at a faster way, faster at a much faster rate, or needing less effort from the people. It's a productivity advantage. That is one part. The other part is where we are using Gen AI to introduce a new feature in the customer product that can earn the customer a new revenue. So when you the first thing is about reducing the cost, the other second is about increasing the revenue. So these are the two ways in which generally all the Gen AI use cases will fall into. And, and what we do in Quest Global is a microcosm of what is happening across the world. So we work with all the majors in the field in these verticals. So what we do for these customers are what the world actually gets tomorrow. So basically what the solutions that we today build, you will find it in the cars that will hit the road tomorrow, or in the ultrasound or CT machines that you will find in the hospitals tomorrow, and so on. So this we can take as an example of what is happening in the tech industry.
Sir, as a lot of students are here, how can they use generative AI for their personalized learning experience? How can they use this?
Yeah, okay. I think for the students, for the alpha generation, as you call it, right? The students now in the 10th and 11th and so on. I think they don't need to be told to use ChatGPT. I think they are using, for example, my son, he often teaches me what is happening with these new tools. So like that. So I think it comes naturally to them, and I think probably they will. I'm ready to learn from them how they are using ChatGPT. I think OpenAI founder and many of these founders of these companies are always amazed by how the new generation is using the same tools that they have released. They never envisaged it will be used like that, right? So I think you can use these things to learn, to complement your learning at the school. Absolutely fine. I think you should do that more. And I think what is on in the offing, or what is coming up, what people say is that there will be personalized tutors. and which will democratize education, right? So if you look at it, I think there will be always a few people in the class who would go for a private tuition, right? It is always expensive, and also it will consume a lot of time. And even if you go to a tuition, you will find that you are sitting in a class of another 25, 30 people. So there is no personalized attention even in a private tuition these days, right? So AI can kind of completely change that by having personalized tutors. That is, with a tutor who will understand the child's level of knowledge, the child's skills, child's learning skills, and everything, and even the context or the regional context and things like that, and come up with examples that the child can relate to, and make the learning a more fun process. So yeah, so that's how I think children will learn. And the obvious next question, Lakshmi, before you ask, I'll tell. Then what will the teachers do, right?
Yes, sir.
So I think teachers' role will actually. But I think before I get into that, I should also tell that will it mean that our current learning methods need to completely transform? I don't think so. The learning, whatever we are doing, we should continue to be doing. And I think a good example is how the calculator came in. I think 40 or 50 years before, the calculators came in. And some people were saying, when you have a calculator, why should you learn addition and subtraction and multiplication and so on, right? But everybody need to learn that, right? So you need to keep learning that. So you won't allow a calculator in your exams in school, but in an engineering college when you go, you will be allowed a calculator. So like that, in the schools, in the exams, you will have to go without a chat GPT. But there could be some other learning or some other places where, when you go, for example, when you are doing a project, you can use these things. But still you need to innovate. Even if you're using all these tools, still you need to come up with your human ingenuity to solve things. So that being the case, the teacher's role will continue to be crucial. And in fact, I think one of the things that I will urge the teachers to consider is to get conversant with these tools. Just like you impart all the knowledge in the books to the students, the students themselves, they can actually teach you a lot of things on these new technologies. So be open to that, and that's how I think a lot of fun happens in the learning environment when we are open towards the new students. In fact, in our office, I keep learning from the new folks who are coming in from the colleges, and they actually teach us things that we either overlook or didn't even think it is possible. So that kind of thing. So we be open towards that kind of a learning from the students also. So that's my thing. But I think the learning as such and all the methods, all the teaching methods will continue to be relevant. I don't think there will be a fundamental change that will happen there.